players can be interested in the Pistons that were purchased first. Already subscribe to this channel, because we are always aware of the latest news from Golden State Warriors, and here you are always updated on everything. The Detroit Pistons are on a modest 2-game winning streak but still have one of the worst records in the NBA this season. If Detroit continues to lose, they could buy some of their players in trades, and Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks, Noel Nerlens and recently Saddiq Bey have all been mentioned as possibilities. Bey's name being mentioned in reports is a little surprising, although he hasn't played particularly well this season and there are some doubts about his long-term fit, especially with an imminent extension and Kevin Knox playing well on a lowball contract. The Golden State Warriors are a team that could be a good match for the Detroit Pistons in trades, as they are a veteran squad with some young talent and are full in win mode right now with their big threes window closing fast. They are reportedly shopping James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga in search of rotation players who can help them now, as both guys have played sparingly this season and Wiseman is currently out of the rotation in the G League. I've written about Wiseman as a possible bear by trade target, but his fit is questionable. That leaves Jonathan Kuminga, who would be a better fit on the Detroit Pistons, who are in need of an athletics and defense upgrade on the wing. Kuminga is certainly athletic and is a top-notch defender, although his offensive game is still very raw. But he's only 20 years old, so he has plenty of time to improve in that regard. He seems like the type of player the Pistons could take a flyer with if the right deal presented itself, but do they have the right pieces to get him? The Warriors don't have a lot of time with this group and Stephen Curry is still playing at an MVP level. Golden State doesn't want to waste the end of their prime, so they're likely to make a move at some point in the season, as they are currently 9-10 and out of the playoffs in the super competitive Western Conference. They don't need stars, the Warriors need solid rotation players who can play now and potentially be part of a playoff rotation. Wiseman and Kuminga have potential, but this may not be realized while Curry is still so good. I'm sure the Warriors would welcome Alec Burks, but it's hard to make salaries work without adding more players. There is a direct exchange that could interest both teams and give them something they need. In this trade, the Warriors get a player who could go directly into their rotation and help them now. Bey didn't shoot the ball well, but at this stage in their respective careers, he's a better player than Kuminga and could give them another proven 15 PPG scorer coming off his bench. The Detroit Pistons would manage to take a flyer on a younger player who might have more of an advantage than the Bey, at least defensively. Both players have major flaws, but could be better in new environments, as Kuminga could have more minutes with the Pistons and Bey could have a more defined role in Golden State. Kuminga is potentially a better fit defensively for Detroit if they plan to keep Bogdanovic, and Bey could step into the backup power forward position and give the Warriors another rotation player. I don't know if the Bey is enough to move the needle for the Warriors, and they might not like giving up a 20-year-old who has great potential. But Bey makes less money and is stuck for another season, so he would be a cheap rotation player who is doing better now. I don't think the Detroit Pistons can expect a huge return for Saddiq Bey in the trade market, so if they want to move him they'll be looking for potential and fit, and Kuminga checks both those boxes. Salaries don't work out very well, so the Pistons may have to sign another player, Rodney McGruder, to make the numbers match, but it's an interesting possibility. The Pistons certainly don't need to move Bey and shouldn't unless the right deal presents itself, but Kuminga represents the type of player they could target. And now Warriors fan, I want to know about you. What is your opinion about this? Put your opinion in the comments. I don't know if you know, but your opinion is very important for Golden State. At any time I'll be back with another news from the Warriors.